Hello and welcome back to Cooling Down on the Birds Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Sammy Miller, alongside your broadcasters, Ian Nicholas and Dylan Pescatore. The Firebirds were unable to get it done at Red Wilson Field, losing 5-0 against the YD Red Sox. And the Red Sox really showed why they are the number one team in the East. Their offense was firing. All 5 runs came in the first 4, but Ian, the offense tonight for the Firebirds was not as hot. What did you see from it tonight?
Well, 10 hits, but the same trend that has followed this team ever since that loss to Hyannis, leaving too many runners stranded in scoring position. Again, you had the bases loaded tonight. Again, you came up empty. And once more, the other team fired back and scored a run when you failed to cash in on a bases loaded situation. Overall, if there's one silver lining, Eddie King Jr. had one of his best games of the season, quietly had 3 hits, including his first double of the summer. Eddie King, somebody who hasn't played as much recently because Colin Tuft has played a mean center field, but King looked great in center field tonight. If he continues to swing the bat like this, wouldn't be a surprise if he's in the bottom half of the lineup for a couple days to come.
I spoke to him after the game, and you could just tell he has so much more confidence, which will definitely help the Firebirds in the next few games. Now let's shift over to pitching. It was Ivan Romero that started things off for the Firebirds. Didn't have the hottest start, but the bullpen came in, and they did their job not allowing a run. What'd you see from the pitchers tonight, Dylan?
Yeah, Ivan Romero definitely didn't have his best stuff today. He was getting hit around by the YD offense in the first 4 innings. A lot of runs, not a lot of walks, but a lot of hits. And YD was really putting the barrel on the ball. Like you said, the bullpen was really good. Ryan Reeses came in, threw 2 2/3 of scoreless baseball. Chase Loomis threw 2 scoreless. He's thrown now 4 scoreless in the last 5 innings. He's appeared for the Firebirds. I think that's a huge positive, especially for a bullpen that really hasn't been that good over the past week. You have 2 arms that have 2 really good days. I think that's huge as we go into the later parts of the season.
Now, before heading into these 2 back-to-back games against the YD Red Sox, we really emphasized how important it was because YD's number 1 and the Firebirds are number 2. Now, what does this mean that they lost 2 of these games?
Well, I think you're not mathematically out of an opportunity to win the East Division, but with roughly 9 games to go in the season, you're 4.5 games back of a spot. Not a mathematician, you'd have to pull off a heck of a miracle over the final games of a year. In this league with so much parity, it's tough to string together win after win after win. So the goal right now for the Firebirds, in my mind, obviously you want that East Division crown since it's still in reach, but you got to keep Harwich and Brewster away. They're 3-4. They seem like they're firmly locked into a playoff picture right now. No disrespect to Chatham. That's another uphill climb. You want to keep that 2nd seed because if you have an opportunity to host a playoff series and get out of the first round of the playoffs and give yourself that Eldridge advantage, you really want it.
And after the game, it was Henry Hunter that looked at his team, and he said, we need to flush this out, which I 100% agree with. They do have to flush this game out. But tomorrow, they're back home at Eldridge Park. Dylan, what do they need to do to get a win and get out of this losing streak?
Well, tomorrow's a huge test, and I say that because the Firebirds are facing the Wareham Gatemen, who are truly, and if we're being blunt, not a great team. They have not played a good brand of baseball this summer. They're last in the West, but for some reason, the Firebirds continue to play down to their opponents. When they play the Gatemen, they're 1-2 against them this season. And it's all about just playing clean baseball. You have to take care of the fundamentals when you're in a slump. They didn't really play good defense tonight. YD took a lot of bases on them, 2 more stolen bases. You have to hit with with runners in scoring position, and you have to pitch well. It all starts with the starting pitching. You have a pretty good starting pitcher on the mound tomorrow in Derek Clark. So you have to get a win tomorrow, play your brand of baseball, and find a way to get out of this slump.
We'll see if the Firebirds are able to snap this losing streak. Like we said, we'll be back home at Eldridge Park tomorrow.